Alright guys, today we're in the most crucial, or some would say
One of the most important
the
parts.
only important part is we're meeting up with Sir Francis Libiran to talk about our design, or your design for your
My
wedding.
wedding dress and his
also
wedding suits.
For my wedding suit. So come with us and let's make this happen. Finally. Alright.
What do you want for your wedding gown?
You know, I've loved everything that I've worn for all your fashion shows, and I know that everything is a bit sexy, so that's really my style. That's
Okay.
why. So I know for church you're not allowed to be too sexy, right? So that's why I'm kind of like not sure what would work.
Okay.
But I want something a bit glitzy, and then maybe an overskirt.
As long as it's not too low or something covered, it's allowed. But do you want something that's tight fitting and volume at the back? You could do something like that.
What do you recommend? Like, what would you imagine?
Of course, if it's a big gown, it's so hard to move around. That's the thing. But when it's for example, so this is sexy. And then we could make it detachable. Easier to walk. How about, do you have a certain theme for the wedding?
No, we haven't figured that out. The first thing we did was buy shoes.
Actually,
So
shoes.
I have shoes for that.
Nauna ang shoes. Wow. Very
We went
nice.
extra glitzy. So,
Yeah.
so I was like, okay, the coloring I'm guessing has to be on the silver.
Isip muna ako kung ano maganda. Tapos from there, choose what you want. We could combine everything in one gown.
She was getting really anxious, like the last few weeks. Kasi
Talaga?
parang we have to do it. So that's why I had to ask you for the day this
You
month.
were like so worried.
She really was. She was so scared. It's like, you know, he might not have enough time. And I was like,
We have enough time. Don't worry.
Don't worry. Told you, I was like, but you know, yeah. So you're okay
It's a
now.
good thing it's not July.
Yeah,
You would have
she's-
been in trouble.
She's smiling now. She's
It's
smiling.
smiling. Usually how I design naman a wedding gown, it's according to your personality.
Yeah.
That's how I always do.
And he knows you
Yeah, I
well,
know.
so
That's why sexy is the term.
Sorry, Mom.
Sorry.
I'm so glad to have Francis here with us today. And so I wanted to ask you a few questions.
Okay.
So first of all, what's your aesthetic or what's your specialty when designing?
When it comes to designing, my background is in architecture. So I love lines. My inspiration is about everything architecture, from the ceiling, window, doors. I get my inspirations from those things.
What is the lead time for a custom dress to be made?
For a wedding gown, usually it's a year or 6 months. 6 months is the shortest.
We're getting close there.
Yeah, we're getting close there, but it's doable because we have a big team doing the beading and the production part.
Do you have any advices for brides to be?
My advice for bride-to-bees are always know what you want. You know, it's very important that you know your body type. Every time I design for a bride, I want to show off their personality, not just my design. It's a collaboration between the designer and the one wearing it. For me, that's the secret of having a perfect wedding gown.
As now we get to decide like a personality and designs that work for both.
It's important that I get inspiration from the bride itself, not from other things, because usually I work around the body type of the bride.
Do you have any suggestions for body types, like if any recommended structures or flowy?
Well, you know what? Usually, each bride is different, you know, and they should be very comfortable with their own body. You know, if they could go on a diet, good. But some brides, they don't have the time to do it. So I try to work around their assets, you know, and I want them to feel good at the end. For attitude is, you feel very good with what you're wearing and very comfortable. You'll carry your gown in a perfect way.
That's true. I felt really sexy every time I've worn one of your dresses for fashion shows. I've loved it. Like I felt the dress.
That's very important, especially for a bride. It's one day that's very special to you, so you really need to feel confident while walking down that aisle.
How can other brides find your shop or like get a custom dress from you?
So we're located at 57 Queensville in White Plains, and we're opening up in the 4th floor of Shangri-La Mall.
I'm excited to see the new store.
We'll invite you there.
Yes. We will definitely show you videos and photos when it's open. So thank you so much
Thank you
for
very much.
this short Q&A.